I used to get sleep paralysis a lot, but never combined with a nightmare until a couple months ago. I took a nap after class. I remember waking up a couple hours later and being paralyzed. No big deal at first, since I was used to it, but then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a figure. It was a woman. She was pale white with a white flowing dress. Her hair was also white and completely covered her face. At first I thought she was standing, but then I realized that she was floating. Just floating there, in my doorway, staring straight ahead. My bed is situated diagonally from the door, so she wasn't looking at me, and I could faintly hear a static sound going on. Well, at this point I was pretty fucking unnerved, even though I was wide awake to know all this was a dream. Suddenly, she wasn't in the doorway, but was now several feet into my room, still staring ahead, just floating there, her dress billowing slowly as if she was underwater. I never saw her move. The static sound got louder. I tried wiggling my toes to snap awake, and then suddenly she was closer to my bed, but still staring ahead. Again, I never saw her move closer. She just got closer. My struggle to wake up intensified. Now, she was at the foot of my bed, and the hissing static sound was piercingly loud. I woke up screaming like a banshee, completely terrified. I didn't get any sleep that night. I never experienced a sleep paralysis episode again. The other night, I had gotten home from work and went to chill out on my bed. I was going in and out of consciousness, and my brother had come in and said a few things I don't quite remember, and then turned off my lights and closed my door. I instantly began to pass out, but I felt this weird buzzing feeling throughout my body. My fan makes a very generic fan noise that begins to go up in pitch and back down. After a few seconds, I blinked and I saw this figure. I've had multiple sleep paralysis encounters, so I was not in fear. I did notice that I couldn't move my arms or legs, and fully realized then that this was sleep paralysis. The figure stood there until I blinked again, and when I raised my eyes up, it was bent over as if it wanted a closer look at me. I only saw it for a second or two before blinking again, and it had vanished. I focused on moving my left hand, and eventually it got me out of paralysis. A bit spooked at what just happened, I turned the lights on and thought about it. I looked down at my hands, and there were two identical cuts below my thumbs on the back of my hands. I'm wondering if anybody has any explanation as to what happened to me. I don't remember exactly when this was. I'm pretty sure it was around March of 2018. I was 12 years old and in grade 7. I often listened to scary stories online about things like sleep paralysis, but I never thought it would happen to me. So before I had woken up, I was having a strange dream. I was playing Counter-Strike, but it felt like it was real. I was shooting some targets, and then I blacked out for a second. I woke up on the main road that goes into my neighborhood, and saw that the road was gone. The houses on my street were very small 2-story box houses. There were elderly people standing out front of the houses, all reading a newspaper, and the sign at the front of my neighborhood only read, Brook G, with the rest crumbling off. I then appeared at my morning bus stop for school, looking at my phone. Everything was normal until a bush that normally isn't there screamed at me. I remembered clearly feeling as though this was normal, so I screamed back. We went back and forth until I woke up with the scream echoing in my ears. I was in my bed, looking against the wall, unable to move. I hadn't realized that I was experiencing sleep paralysis, but was still freaked out by that screaming to fall back asleep. I lay there not hearing anything for about 5 minutes. I then heard what sounded like heavy boots hitting the ground out in my living room, coming towards my bedroom area. Just so you know, outside my bedroom there is a hallway. On the left is a bathroom, and at the end on the right is a door that goes to my living room. The footsteps grew closer, coming to the hallway, and then my parents' room. At that moment, I remembered my dad was out of town, on a business trip, so it was just me, my mom, and my 7-year-old brother. I heard the walking start up again and coming towards my room. The door opened, and whatever was out there came in, walking to the side of my bed, and stared at me. I closed my eyes and began to pray. I'm not really religious, but it's the only thing I can think of to do. After what felt like hours, I try to turn over to look and see if anyone is there. I roll over with my eyes still closed to appear to anyone that is there that I'm still asleep. I open my eyes and begin to squint. The coast is clear. I crawl out of my bed slowly and look at the clock. It's 4:14 a.m. Shit, I got school tomorrow, I thought. I tiptoed over to my door and grabbed a decorative oar my mom put on the wall in my room and walked into the hall. The light in our living room door was open with a light on, which was not normal, especially when my dad's out of town. I check the bathroom and peek around the corner of the door. Nobody. So I make a silent sprint into my mom's room, putting the oar down on the floor. I shake her awake, quietly whispering her name. Mom, I think there's someone in the house. I heard walking outside my room. I began to tear up, realizing this all may have been in my head, and I woke up my mom for nothing. It's alright, we can go check the house real quick. I grab the oar and go check the house with my mom. There was nobody in our house, so I go back to my bed relieved that we are safe, and that none of that was real. I haven't had a sleep paralysis experience since, and I'm glad it wasn't worse.